If you want to preserve the peace, prepare for war. Is it true?
Oh, undoubtedly. But the vast majority of the population have never even considered that particular issue. The vast majority of the younger population haven't looked at warfare apart from the myths and legends that we have in relation to Anzac. This is the Australian population. But I still don't believe there is a belief that we will have to fight for our very existence again. And let's hope we never do. The one thing that struck me in Iraq was, apart from the fact that a lot of people died and on occasions I contributed to it or I saw the end results of it, what struck me was the destruction of a society. And as soon as you take away the props of our society, and we're in the middle of Sydney here, and I look out and I see the props of our society, the energy, the transportation, the accommodation, as soon as you take that away, our societies collapse very, very fast. We're seeing that in the southern Philippines. We're seeing it in many countries in Africa at the moment. I certainly saw it in Iraq. And the pressures that you put on people, we're seeing it in Syria, where 5 million people have been displaced, 500,000 have been killed. And this is a civil war, an appalling civil war. The lesson it teaches me is that strength deters, and weakness provokes. So if we've people sometimes talk disparagingly about a nuclear deterrent. Well, it's worked so far. Let's hope it's working for a long, long time. But underneath nuclear deterrence, you certainly have conventional force deterrence, but military force in relation to a country which is finally called on to defend what it is for the good reasons that it may wish to defend those, has got much more to do with society than it's got to do with the military. The resilience of the society, the ability of the society, the governing ability of the society is really what it's all about. And you made the good point before that Australian military history is not replete with Australians commanding campaigns. We have a history of sending our forces, magnificent though they be, to support other countries who have control of the wars and the campaigns. And I think this is what we really need to develop. The vast majority of Australians must continue the beautiful existence we have in this magnificent country. That's what a good defence force must provide to the country. But there must be those who study war and the leadership of our country, because you in this beautiful society, you can't interest people in a fight for national survival. It's all about
unless it's under threat.
Unless it's visible to every member of the society, then it's different.
Yeah, but that's a very important word, isn't it? Because you and I think would say actually it is under threat, but it's not visible enough yet.
Correct.
So people haven't caught on. They need to catch on. That's partly why we're talking now.
And I think the government, when they're talking about foreign influence, when they're talking about encryption, when they're talking about cyber legislation and cyber protection, when we're talking about spreading our economic dependence across the world, then the realisation is starting.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So and I think, but I still think this is the biggest leadership challenge that government faces. Governments show, and you know better than I'll ever know, governments must show leadership all the time, particularly on things that people don't see.
Very interesting. That there's a very big issue here that has to be opened up, and we can't spend much time on it now, but it's an important one to me. Man's inhumanity to man. How on earth one human being can ever justify in their minds what some of these frightful people do on the battlefield, the way in which they're prepared to decimate communities, ruin children's lives, and wipe out generations of progress.